Hey, everybody. Wanted to talk about second homes. Okay, I have one. It's okay. I'm okay with it. I like it. A lot of people should have second homes, but a lot of people don't always get one. So let's talk about what we need to consider before buying a second home. There's a lot of pros and cons to this. And so this question comes up quite often. So let's start with this, the practical side of it. Are you the type of person that likes going and doing the same thing all the time? Found a vacation spot that you love and you keep going back. That's the ritual of it. You like it. It's your routine. If you're that type of person, a second home's great. Buy a second home. My parents had their honeymoon in Hawaii some 50-something years ago, and they've been going back every year. Eventually, when they were able to, they bought a little condo in Hawaii, and they loved going back every single year. So that can make sense if that is the routine of your life. But they also love the variety, so they schedule another vacation each year, and now that they're retired, they're able to do that. So some people love the variety of it, and maybe renting is a better option. But I do try to tell people, don't just go buy a second home in some place you've been to once or twice or never. Think about this. Go rent there a few times. We've got this wonderful world of Airbnb, VRBO. There's several other websites out there. So think about that and understand that if you're the type of person that likes to go back to the same place all the time, then a second home can be a great, rewarding, wonderful thing. But if you buy that second home and you just like the variety and you never use that second home, boy, does it turn into a burden real quick. The next part is the money side of this. Obviously, this needs to be part of the conversation, the money side of this. Okay, you go to this retirement hierarchy of needs that we talk about quite a bit. You look at things like the guaranteed income. Does that pay your bills, and will it pay the extra bills that you're adding to your budget? Liquid emergency use. You're going to need a little more in your emergency use because you now have multiple houses with multiple problems. Your safe investments, stock market investments, and then are you using this extra money? You've taken care of yourself here, but are you using this extra money that you didn't need reasonably for your own funding of your own retirement? That's where that extra real estate comes from. So looking through your situation logically, utilizing this. Maybe you've got a bunch of extra income, and so all you need to pull from your savings is just a down payment, and you'll pay payments on a mortgage or something. Everybody's in a different situation, but we've got to look at the big picture. It's not just, do I have the cash to pay for it, but do I have the room in my budget to pay for those extra bills? Do I have that extra emergency money set aside when there's problems? I had a slab leak in one of my rental properties. Things like this pop up out of the blue, and we don't know when they're coming. So we do have to be prepared for them. So the financial side of this, look, it's wonderful for an inflation hedge. It's wonderful for wealth transfer. These are two wonderful reasons to buy more real estate. Great wealth transfer vehicle. Steps up upon your passing. Nobody pays the gains on it. It's wonderful. This is a great way to transfer wealth. And then from an inflation standpoint, real estate has always done well during inflationary periods. We've been pushing interest rates to combat inflation. In most measures, real estate hasn't pulled back the way people think it would. Right? And that's been amazing to see this process that economically we've been going through. Everybody got worried that interest rates got pushed so fast, so quickly. We thought real estate was going to crash. Well, it hasn't really crashed. It's pulled back just a little bit, flattened out mostly, but certainly not a crash. It has not been a disaster yet. We'll see how long this lasts. Only spend money that you don't need to fund your own retirement. As I said, we're using the top of the pyramid here. Don't underestimate the maintenance cost and additional emergencies. So those are the financial things we have to take into account. Then maintenance. Okay, you have to be understanding and willing to deal with the maintenance on multiple homes, which is sometimes the argument in the family. But we do have to talk about it. We have to understand that, one of the house you might have to buckle down for winter because you got pipes freezing, you got snow accumulating on roofs, which causes stress on the structure. We got all these different problems that we have. It's amazing that I can even talk about snow, considering I've never really lived in anything that gets that much snow. Grew up in the Seattle area and live in Arizona now. So, but I do know that snow can affect real estate differently than, say, the dry heat we deal with down here. So we do have to be careful about all this stuff. We got painting, we got maintenance issues, you got yard work, you got cleaning every time you go. This type of stuff might be too much to take on for some people, but it also might be something to do with your time for some people. So good or bad, you got to discuss it and be aware of it and be ready for it. Family. How many people have bought a second home thinking this was going to be the family gathering place? It appears to be kind of working for my parents right now. But most people buy this with grandiose ideas that this is where all the families are going to gather and it's going to be wonderful for Christmas and Thanksgiving and everything else. Well, I got news for you. The kids with grandkids have very busy lives, and it's not always easy for them to travel and gather on your schedule. So just understand that this tends to be more disappointing than it was meant to be. So just understand, be realistic. How close are the families? How close are the grandkids? Will everybody easily gather there? That might work out wonderful, but think through that. The other thing you have to think through when it comes to family is who's going to inherit it? Who's going to take care of it when you can't? If this truly is the family gathering place and you had grandiose ideas of it staying in the family for generations to come, then what happens when you're in long-term care? Who's paying the bills? Who's taking care of the house? So think through these things, okay? Who gets it when you're gone? How are they? Are there multiple kids? If it's only one kid, that's pretty easy, obviously. But if there's multiple kids, who's going to be in charge of it? Is it going to cause arguments? How is this going to be taken care of after you're gone? So this may be an issue for some people as well. So just think through these things, and that's the idea of this. This is not to discourage people. Honestly, from a financial standpoint, second homes can be fantastic in a portfolio. I like real estate. I own real estate. I like real estate. My business partner owns real estate. He likes real estate. But we have balance. We have our savings. We have our 401k, IRA, all that kind of stuff too. We have to have some balance in this as well. So hopefully that helps you think through the concept of buying a second home. Especially people in their working years tend to like it because it's easier to run up for a weekend. If it's within, say, a 4 or 5 hour drive, it certainly could be a nice little weekend getaway, especially when you live in Arizona and the summers get to 110 plus for 30 days in a row. It's nice to be able to get someplace cooler. So I understand it. I get it. I've done it myself. And we just have to be aware of the things that we'll deal with along the ride. All right, everybody. Hope this helps. We will see you next week. Give us a call, shoot us an email if we can help out in any way. Try to hit as many topics as possible. If you like this video, share it with friends. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Comment below. We do pay attention. Send me questions, send me thoughts, send me topics. I'll make videos on anything. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Have a great one. Thank you.